There we go. Good evening, everybody.
How you doing there, Miss Peggy?
Just fine. Waiting for the regular season to begin because Captain, in order to be objective, I did not watch not one preseason game.
Oh, well, that's too bad because then you would have saw me in the, shall we say, breaking my hand and back, patting myself on the back, telling you about a certain wide receiver that I was crowing about before the preseason started.
I'm glad that he entertained you when nothing was on the line and we don't know what the real offense are going to be and nobody's playing 100%, especially if they're a starter. Don't want to get hurt.
But he is a starter. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
well, but he's a rookie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has a lot to prove. He's not going to let up. Or if he's what you say he is, he's not going to take his foot off the gas at any time. He's got something to show the league.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get started by saying, we have a team. Once again, we don't know, but it's a Pete Carroll is molding it into what he wants it to be. I'm going to start right off by talking about that deep passing game and how critical it's going to be for Junty. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because right away, I believe game one, everybody's going to stack that line of scrimmage and beg us to prove that we can throw deep because we sure didn't last year. Okay?
Right.
And tell me more about the Jacoby Myers situation. What's going on there, Captain? What do
Well,
you think?
I tell you, and I'm going to sound very negative, but I'm, you know what? I'm going to give gloss to a person that I used to do shows with that has his own program and gets a lot of, what do you call it? He gets a lot of attention amongst Raider fans, and I'm gonna call him positively. His name is the Commish, and the
Mm-hmm.
Commish is definitely somebody that has a um, volatile opinion. And I did see a video of him calling out Mr. Jacoby Myers, calling him this year's iteration of the wannabe crybaby Devontae Adams. Saying waiting until the very beginning, right before the season starts, to demand a trade and getting all pissy and all that stuff. I'm going to try to watch my mouth. And I agreed with him in the fact that he threw a temper tantrum right at the most inopportune time, puffing out his chest, saying, "Look at me, I want out of here, yada, 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 yada." Well, honestly, I like Jacoby in his ability. I like what he's shown. I like what he has put forward. But you know what, Jacoby? This is a year of getting things together in a brand new team.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that the door does not hit you on the effing way out if we decide to get rid of you. Because the other thing is that he went and shopped himself, and then he found out that there was only one team in the NFL that was going to trade for him, and it wasn't really all that in a biscuit for what we wanted. So guess what? You are not what you think you are. Or
But
as Dennis Green would have said, "You are who you thought you are." Kind of thing.
all right, but let's be realistic. I mean, I want to look at the real deal. I don't want to talk about people's potential, okay?
Yeah.
I want to talk about guys that defenses have to plan for, defenses have film on, and defenses are, somewhat in awe of. Let's take Cooper out of the mix. Before Cooper got here, who was our best receiver?
That would be Brock Bowers.
Well, I'm wide receiver. Brock Bowers is in a class all by himself. I mean, he's
Well,
way up there.
I'm gonna
Who is
say
our
it's
best receiver? Taking Cooper away, wide receiver right now.
wide receiver. Best receiver in ability is Jacoby Myers.
Correct. And last year, and the year before, and the year before, that guy didn't do anything but work. Okay?
Mhm.
He was, at times, even when Adams was here, the only one that was getting open in the second half, that was making plays, okay, when he got open. But I can't, he was quiet. He just put his head down, did his job despite all the turmoil going on, the coaching changes, the offensive coordinator changes, the changes in offense, changes in quarterback. He did not complain. He put
Until
his
now.
head down. Well, but see, you expect a guy. This is what you expect in this era. A guy who, like an Art Monk, who never, ever, ever says anything, no matter what, even during his contract negotiations. I think it's posturing. I think that he has done everything the team asked him to do. He was quiet. He kept his head down. He did not complain. He didn't stir up any trouble in the locker room. He did what he was asked to do, and now you're mad because now he wants to get paid.
No,
Okay?
no, no, no.
What are they mad? What is everybody
Well,
upset about? We know what
I,
his abilities are.
right, but he is overstating what he thinks his abilities are.
That's just posturing. I mean,
You know
if I'm
what?
going to sell something, I want a bigger contract. Of course, I'm going to sell myself. I'm going to puff. I'm going to do things to try to get paid for the grief that he
Okay.
has gone through since he got here. He has been a good Raider. He has been a good player. He's been our best wide receiver, certainly the most reliable in a stable of wide receivers that were, you know.
Okay,
I
well, I'm gonna go
If the
back to
Raiders
what
say no, they just say no.
I'm gonna go back to what I originally said. Our best receiver, and I'm not going to put the wide in front of it. Our best receiver on this team is
It's
Brock
Ballard.
Powell. Okay, so if you are huffing and puffing, say, well, I should be paid like the number one. No, you haven't. You have not shown that you are that guy yet. You are at best, and I won't even say 1A. You are a 1B. You are a 1B. You're not even a 1. You're not even a 1A. You are a 1B as far as what people think of you. You are very competent. You are very good in what you do, but you aren't all that in the biscuit, which is why when somebody said, well, we'll give you a ham sandwich, a bag of Doritos, and a super gulp, Coke for your services, and we said, no, 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 we ain't going to do that. I mean, he's valuable, but not as valuable as he thinks he is. And I really will also go back to what you said. I like people like Art Monk. I like people like Charlie Joyner. I like people that are quiet professionals. Quiet professionals
Okay,
that
but
do
that was in
their
a
job.
different era. This is
I
the
get it.
era of blow up, bling bling, everything on tweet, social media. There is a difference in even the agents and the strategy of agents in negotiating new contracts. Now we're talking about how much of my contract is guaranteed, not how much I'm going to get paid, but how much is guaranteed. I mean, it's gone to a whole new level of negotiation. And the NFL is responsible for that, by the way. They
Yeah.
allowed the agents to take control of the bargaining for salaries. And this is the result. People are going to ask for outrageous sums of money, even though we, and the team maybe, don't think they're worth it. And that's just going to be a normal routine thing. I have to say that Myers did his job when no one else was, through all the adversity, quarterback changes, OC changes, coaching changes. It's been a roller coaster ride for anybody that's been on this team the last 3 years. And
But
that's just That's just what it is. But
And
let's go. Let's start talking about the other wide receivers.
wait a second. No. Don't get off this subject so quick because you made your point. I'm going to counter.
Oh, I let you talk first, Captain. Remember?
But bullshit. Nah, Peggy.
I
I let
let you
you
talk
go.
first. I asked you about Meyer, and then you started telling me about how you agree, and you told me where you stand. But
Right.
now I want to move on to talk about others because we know Meyer is not in our hands. That's between the Raiders and him. But let's start talking about the other wide receiver. We got Cooper back, which
Yeah.
I kind of thought was going to happen, by the way.
And that's a nice thing, but I mean, and it's a yeah, it's kind of like a golf clap to me. Okay, it's a golf clap. He comes in and says all of the right things. Unfinished business. Well, if you remember, folks, because people have very limited remembrance of who
I don't.
Amari Cooper.
I
Oh, okay,
remember.
okay. Well, I remember too. Okay,
Hmm.
unfinished business. You got yourself kicked off this team and traded because you were doing some of the same things that Mr. Jacoby Myers is saying. I don't want to be here. I don't want to play for this team. I don't want to play for the Raiders. I don't want to play for Gruden at the time. And it was like, what, 8 years ago? 8 years ago. That's how long this guy has been gone. He he went and got himself traded to the Cowboys for attitude. And you know what? I of a mind, and I've said this many times. I said this about Mr. Khalil Mack. I call him 50 who because of that. You don't want to play for the Raiders. You don't want to play for Gruden. Okay, bye. Amari Cooper, you don't want to play for the Raiders. You don't want to play for the Shield. Bye. I can give a flying foxtrot who you are because to me, playing for the team and playing for the Shield is job one. If you don't like it, then get the out of here. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah, and you know what? I just might have to call everybody's memory back to a fond day with Mr. Cooper against the Titans. And we were first and goal. And the Raiders chose to throw to him 3 straight times, and all 3 times he dropped the ball. We ended up kicking a field goal. I was done with him then. Okay? And so I kind of got the feeling that he goes to the Cowboys, but wait, that's not the end of his travels, right? Then he on to Cleveland, right? Traded from Dallas for the same reason we got rid of him, as you just said. But wait, it's not over. His travels are not over. Then Cleveland trades him in the middle of the season to Buffalo, right? You would think that he would find a home in Buffalo, but no. What happens? Buffalo's like, no.
He was a nicety that the Bills picked up at for their playoff run.
Playoff, right? And that, we can see that. That's about all he's useful for.
Yeah.
Whole season, I'm not very sure. The first thing I asked myself about Cooper at his age, can he stretch the field? That's question number one. Question number two, did you bring him in to teach these young guys? What is he going to teach them? How to make sure you have another team to go to?
Well,
They should.
he doesn't.
What is he
need to-
going to teach them?
Well, he doesn't need to teach him what Jacoby Myers is already teaching the new players. If you wanna get up and don't be a team player, you get all puffy and shouting and all getting all pissy about it. I said, oh, we already got somebody with that. That's called Jacoby Myers. We don't need another one there. Okay. And
So what else does Cooper bring us?
he, he brings us a somewhat reliable pass catcher. And I will say somewhat because when he's on, he's on.
Mm-hmm.
When he's on, he's on. I'll give him that, okay? But when he's off, he's horrible. He's horrible.
You don't have to tell me many a game. I was in Philadelphia Christmas Day when I saw. I've seen Cooper disappear in the second half of games. I've seen Cooper not run his routes out. But I've also seen a Cooper who got into a groove when he felt like it.
When he felt like it, yep.
What else does he bring us? And I want to point this out. We're talking about a Chip Kelly offense, which we haven't really seen yet. But what else is he bringing us? Good route running skills.
Yeah.
Short,
When he's on, and
yeah,
he's like a light switch, and it's not us who turn him on or off. It's an internal light switch.
yeah, yeah. It's in his
What he
brain. Yeah.
feels like. What he feels like.
Well, I have no. I knew the Raiders were going to have to make this move at wide receiver. And Captain, the last time I was on, it's been a little while, but I
Yeah.
said I'm truly worried about the deep passing game. And the reason that I'm worried about the deep passing game, not the mid passing game, because we got Bowers. Okay? The reason I'm worried about the deep passing game is I don't want them stacking 6, 7 guys on the line of scrimmage for Junty. I don't want. They've got to come off of the line of scrimmage. You've got to design plays and get people to respect us going deep, and that's been our problem the last couple of years. We
Well,
have.
they actually have an inkling. Again, I know that these don't count. That you haven't seen it in a real game,
You
but
darn tootin'. I mean, come
Peggy,
on.
I'm telling you, they at
You're
least
promising me.
I'm promising you. They showcased it in a game what the capabilities of Thornton is to stretch the field. Okay, they're saying, hey, we have not been able to stretch the field. We actually got a guy who can, and they were trying to do it all preseason, and he would have had at least 3 touchdowns had friggin' noodle arm Aiden O'Connell not thrown like a duck for an interception the one time.
Yeah, I know everybody. This is stamp on Aiden season, and I'm sure. Again, I look at the game from a different way. I see what you're talking about. I see what everybody's talking about. But we have to remember this is a guy who's on his 4th offensive coordinator, 4th playbook in 3 years. Haven't even been 3 whole years. We've got a guy who's been around. Anybody that's been here the last 3 years is going to be traumatized. I mean, I could see that Aiden was struggling with Chip's playbook. There's no question. Chip requires another level of thinking from his quarterback. So I could see him struggling. But the other part is the trauma. Some players just can't get over that. Okay? They just mentally. It's a mental thing. Okay? We're doing the same thing we did to Carr. We're expecting him to overcome every change that happens. And if he doesn't, he's a bum. But he's making mechanical errors. Captain, did you see it? I don't watch the games, but I do watch the highlights. And there were mechanical things. The complaint about him holding the ball too long. What's he looking for?
Well, the thing was that even with O'Connell, they had to implement a shortened time for him to get in and out of the cuddle. They popped that clock down 3 or 4 seconds so he can get out and be crisper because he's slow. And they had to implement that in order for him to do something. And that was for the very last game because they're saying, yeah, he's just not quick in and out of the huddle. So for the very last game, they had him doing that. I think I knew from the sound we might have lost you for a second. And he was at least at the beginning of the last game a little bit crisper in that. Then he goes out and busts his wrist. So it's like, oh well, such is life. I think that such is life. And I like Aiden O'Connell. I've given him enough rope to basically hang himself all these years. But honestly, with Pickett, if Pickett sticks, the fifth that we gave up to get Pickett here, we can acquire when we either throw Aiden O'Connell for another pick later on when he comes back from his stint on the IR. Because honestly, One
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them, one of them is not going to be here, and I would think it would probably not be Aiden O'Connell, considering that we picked up Pickett for a fifth round pick.
Well, and let me be realistic about Pickett. Let's just be realistic. We had two teams with top coaching staffs. First Pittsburgh, then Philadelphia, right? Two top coaching staffs. Pittsburgh, well,
One.
I think we differ on Pittsburgh. Which
Yeah,
one don't you think? We
yeah.
differ on Pittsburgh. They had
Pittsburgh.
some OC problems. I grant you that. But let's say it this way: they pulled the plug.
Yeah.
2 years. They drafted him, and 2 years later they pulled the plug. Then he goes to Philly. You think, oh, he's got a home. Nope.
Well, Peggy,
That
honestly,
coaching staff said, let's move on. Then he goes to Cleveland, and I am quite sure
that they suck.
that they were gonna get rid of him.
Yeah. Well,
They've got lucked up and got a fifth for him, but now we have a guy that just whiffed 3 teams. Now he's on his 4th, and he's been in the league 4 years.
I'm going to actually agree with a very, I would say a stupid, if you listen to other people talk about him, but he is a 4-time Super Bowl winning champ in Terry Bradshaw, and I will agree in this position.
Oh no!
Wait a second. Okay, he gave a great synopsis of what happened in Pittsburgh. You went out and you get a quarterback, and you get rid of him in 2 years because you don't give him anything. You don't build around him. You don't have an offense around him. You have shitty offensive coordinators. Okay, and they gave up on him. And even Terry said that was effed up. Okay,
All right. You make that case, but you're making that case for Pickett, and I can't even make that case for AOC. It's these young men that are coming out that are going through, the first thing they hit is constant disarray, constant changes, constantly have to learn new playbook, new timings, new rhythms, new signals. All of this is going on. Pickett, you said, went through that, but so did AOC. Okay? You see what happens to these young men? They just can't get it together.
Pickett actually played quite well when given the opportunity.
Pickett is buck stupid. Now, I'm going to say that in the context of his ability to read NFL defenses. The boy did not understand what he was looking at until 4th quarter. If you look at his record, and Pittsburgh fans pointed this out to me, they educated me on this. The guy simply is not situational. He does not understand. And I think that 3 teams agreed with me. He just doesn't have the IQ. Okay?
Okay, well,
and that's something that can happen, I mean, to a young man. Maybe Pete or Chip will be able to teach him something, but he's been through 3 teams.
Yeah, but I would, again, also say he had a shitty offensive team in Pittsburgh, did okay. He went to Philadelphia, and he was an afterthought because of their team. He's not what they had wanted him to do, as far as he wasn't a prototypical Hurts guy. They actually drafted what they wanted behind Hurts in the kid that came out from California, or Cal Berkeley, can't remember his name. They said, okay, well, this guy doesn't fit the mold of what we want. We want a Hurts.
Pickett was gone before the draft.
What? No. I'm
He's
talking
gone.
about. No, Peggy, listen to me. It wasn't this past year. It was that year before. They drafted a guy, okay, to be that guy, and then after that year, when they won the Super Bowl last year, they dealt him. I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about the draft before. They drafted a guy from Cal, which is because they thought that he would be that guy. So they made him expendable. And then Cleveland goes and gets Gabriel. and Shador and picks up Flacco and trades for Pickett. And then they got a guy named Deshaun Watson who's still on their team. That's
Hmm.
just stupidity as it is.
Yeah, that
So
was just craziness. But notice, uh, he didn't go anywhere else. Pickett said, "I'll take it," and he went there. I
what?
mean, because he understands, and the rest of the league understands, there is a football IQ deficiency, and I think that it's not overcome. We'll see. Like I said, AOC Pickett, AOC Pickett. I think Chip. I'm going to leave it in Chip's hands. I
Yeah.
really am. I'm going to leave it in Chip's hands. What he's
Oh,
going to do.
I want to blast somebody in the comments section. Bishop, why in the flying foxtrot would you go after Shador Sanders? That is undoubtedly the stupidest thing I've heard anybody say here. You want to go get another rookie to be your
No, no,
back?
and Pete specifically said he wanted a guy with game experience.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
specifically said he was going to look for that guy.
yeah.
And that's why I believe that. But now I want to turn for a minute and take a look at that Raider O-line.
Yep.
What did you see in the preseason games?
I saw when the starting offensive line was out there, minus of the first series in Seattle where they basically they got busted up and did nothing. Okay, that was horrible. Genty was it 3 carries for -1 with the starters out there, and that was all that they did on that starting line. That was horrible. Seattle blew them up. Okay, the next game and then the final game when they were out there, I saw crisp efficiency from the starting offensive line with Geno, with the receivers. They went down the field and they throw a touchdown to Thornton on a back shoulder fade. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I saw they as the games progressed, they got a lot better, and I saw it in game 2 when they were playing the Niners, and I saw it a lot in the last game when the starters were out there. I saw some really good play from the starting offense, and it was quick, dirty, and gone. And then as soon as the 2s and 3s went out there, it got fugly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, and depth is important, especially on the O line. Is really your entire team. Today's NFL, you've really got to have that second level because of the level of injuries. I mean, they're another position that people are a little worried about, from what I've heard, is corner.
Yeah.
And we dealt Bennett, and I kind of thought the guy could play, but the problem is just not on the field. He's just not. So now, who are our starting corners again?
Actually, I did download the final 53 just for this occasion. Stand by a
Mm-hmm.
second, see if I can get it up here and actually zoom out. Okay, our corners are Stokes, Porter, Kelly, Holmes, and DeCamp. And apparently, and I don't know if that's in starting order or not, but probably so.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting Stokes and Porter. That's scary. I saw a lot of Kelly, Holmes. I'm
Yeah.
surprised it's still, and I saw a lot of the back of the decams where it says
Right.
Richardson. So I saw a lot of, oh my God, he's chasing after people and not doing
Mm-hmm.
things in a good way. But I like what I saw from Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Porter is definitely a work in progress. So we definitely need somebody to come in, and maybe there might be another guy out there when all of these cuts are done. Remember, and I told you a while ago, even when you have your final 53, the final 53 from yesterday is not going to be the final 53 that's on Sunday, and I'm talking about this Sunday.
Oh yeah, and we know that there's quite a few moves, practice squad moves. We're gonna be waiving and getting back different players. Some guys that were on the cut list are going to be brought back. So we don't see what we're going to see on Sunday, the 7th of September. Not
Right.
yet. But some people did, voice that problem at corner. They're just not sure. And I have to say, the Raiders must be putting a lot in that D line, putting pressure, because of course, if you put that pressure on the quarterback, your corners don't get as much action as they would if you had no pass rush at all.
Right.
I have no idea what the middle of our D line is going to do. I think maybe we're going to use linebackers, right?
Yeah. Well, they
Strengthen
were
that.
using Adams in a blitzing role a lot in the preseason, and he did that
Hmm.
rather well. I'm looking at the D line. You got Lealu, Butler, Tyree coming in. As a defender because he plays end and tackle. He actually played better on the inside than he does as an end.
Hmm.
Booker's the kid that we got from the Eagles, and he played rather well when I saw him in there.
That's
Fotu just
good.
came back from an injury, and he looked decent. Snowden's listed, but I think he's going to get at least like a 3-game suspension. So it's like he's there, but he's not even really there. And
Right.
then Peggy and Hemingway. Hemingway played decently, so we're gonna let the youngsters do a lot of work this year, a little bit quicker. Kind of like remember when we had Wilson say, "Oh, don't worry, we got Chandler Jones. We're not gonna throw you to the wolves because we got Chandler." Well, yeah, that didn't happen, right? So we threw
No.
it to the wolves. So there's going to be a
Hmm.
lot of on-the-job training immediately for Peggy and Hemingway, I believe.
Well, and again, we've got Graham returning as coach. We've got, of course, Carroll, a defensive guru. I feel like if it's a work in progress, I have confidence we have the coaching staff to
Yes.
make the adjustment and changes that we're going to be needing to make. Uh, Mike Mike says Tyree at DT. Well, he's proven he can play in the middle.
Yeah.
He's proven that.
Yeah.
I
I
did
think that he
still
played
don't
equally well.
understand why what they're doing. I had envisioned Tyree playing everywhere. You know, he can show
Well,
up anywhere on the line.
right. In theory, he is that guy. Hey, if you go back and Peggy, I know you remember this as well. A guy by the name of Howie Long played end and tackle and
And
inside
linebackers
and
sometimes.
outside, and yeah, so he was multifaceted. That's what they're going to be doing with Tyree. They have the same thing for Hemingway. They said he's not an end, he's not a tackle, he's a defensive lineman, and he's going to be bridged in and out of the lineup as needed.
And I like the way Carroll's envisioning this, but you got to have strength up front because your corner is weak.
Yeah.
And I'm not as, I could see the safety being pretty solid. I haven't seen those linebackers. Eichenberg made the team. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Both of the Bergs made the team. Lindenberg
Right,
and
right. And I was pleased to see that. Of course, at least we don't have to spend another season watching Diablo wonder what the play is going to be.
well, that was taken
Wondering
out.
what gap to be
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really, I really regret the loss of Spillane, but I'm not sure the Raiders even had a chance to retain him.
Well, and that's the thing, though. I remember, other than Sharif Salah Khan, I will give you the Duke is that, well, I knew about Spillane because my buddy is a Steelers fan, blah, 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 blah. So aside from everybody here, other than Sharif, who knew who Robert Spillane was before he came to the Raiders? Not a
Nobody.
damn one of you. Not a damn one of you. Okay, so we landed Roberts, and who knew about Landon Roberts? Oh, other than Sharif, because he has that friend who's a Steelers fan. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Landon Roberts is the typical linebacker that we need. He's good on the run, but he's suspect in pass coverage, which is why I think that they're going to be using Adams and the Berg brothers, probably And Devin White is going to be
Hmm.
more of that cover guy. Jamal Adams is going to be more of that cover guy than the other guys are. Will it work? We'll see. I mean, right now, we'll see.
Yeah, and I just have more confidence. I'm not really worried there, but I am worried. And this is a time to go back since opening day. We'll be facing our former head coach. It's a good time to go back. And I know it's been talked to death, but what McDaniels did to our team.
No, I gutted it like a fish.
Players just didn't not play. They got run out of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we had guys like Waller and Renfro having the best years of their career, and then McDaniels arrives. Now, granted, there was a lot of fooling around with IR and all these kind of things, claiming they were injured and all this kind of stuff. But McDaniels, and this is what New England fans have been crying to me about for the last couple of weeks. McDaniels destroys players.
Yeah.
It is not just he's out about destroying careers. He doesn't just isn't just upset because you're not doing what he wants done. He wants to punish you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And they're afraid up there in New England. They're very afraid that he's going to do the same thing. He has proven at Denver, now with the Raiders, he has proven that he's a guy that doesn't really coach players. He does it by fear and coercion.
Yeah. He gunny drill sergeants them to death, just like the DI. What's your major malfunction, maggot? It's this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And that you were talking about the mentality of today's players. Okay.
Right.
No. I mean, even Harbaugh does that. I mean, more behind the scenes than he is outside. But when you talk about how Harbaugh has a shelf life of about 5 years. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he got away with it in college because you're turning over your roster every year. Okay, you're turning over your roster every year, and by the time a guy's a senior, he's like, "Man, I can't wait to GTFO." And then they GTFO, and then they go to the pros, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then it's in word. But I think that that's going to eventually implode upon the Garglers, and I'm hoping that it starts. You see it this year as well. But yeah, McDaniel, I couldn't happen to a greater team because I think that they would have
Oh yeah,
been
they deserve him.
a lot better. I tell you, with the former linebacker that they had, I have a lot of respect for their current head coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, having that dude on staff is like the biggest albatross. I can't remember what the story, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, I think, that with the albatross around your neck. The
Oh
albatross
yeah.
McDaniel.
They're just gonna have to find out the hard way. Like you said, it can't happen to a better group of players. But I wanted to link that back. I mean, a lot of people don't want to look at the past, but I want people to understand the huge job that Chip Kelly has in rebuilding an offense that was deliberately gutted by McDaniels. And in the interim, we brought in guys that were no way up to the task of rebuilding not only the roster, but the integrity, the fortitude of that unit. That was a tight, sound unit that he got. And he deliberately destroyed it.
Well,
Took
remember,
it apart.
he was making it the Raider way, but I use the air quotes. He was doing the Patriot way, and he whitewashed the Patriot word and said, "This is the Raider way." Okay, and it was like it sucked. And we were trying. Well, actually, I would say I will give Sharif again. I will give him a heads that said he was screaming up and
Mm-hmm.
down that this guy was worse than the Antichrist when he came in as our coach. I give
Oh
him
yeah.
props when he's good for things like that. But I tell you what, have the Patriots let them take care of him. let them implode that franchise because I think they could be very good in New England. I hope that he does something to screw up that upturn that they probably would have
Well, we
there.
we shall see. I mean, I'm not as high on what's his name, the one that came from the Titans, right? That's the ex linebacker. That's now the head coach.
Mhm.
I'm not as high on it. I saw a lot of things in Tennessee that I didn't care for, but on the other hand, they needed a steady hand, okay, to get that thing under control. And but McDaniels, what he did to us, and now the monumental job that Chip Kelly has. He has to give that offense a character, a definition. He has, I mean, all the way from scratch, there was nothing to build on. I
Mhm.
mean, Chip, except for Bowers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and what he did to that O line, oh, I mean, they weren't even pro level by the
Well,
time
it
McDaniels
was
got
it was
finished.
him and I think it was what Scarnecchia, I believe was the schmuck he brought in as the
Yeah,
offensive line coach.
yeah, supposedly their New England guru.
Uh,
McDaniels is about trying to prove I can do this without Tom.
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, and I
Right.
know we got also Luke Getzey. I get it, Mike Sarah, but it was also Dante Scarnecchia who was their offensive line coach, and we got rid of him when we fired McDaniels as well, and we got rid of Getzey. It was boom, boom, boom. We got rid of them all.
Right. And they just weren't up to the task of doing what had to be done. I mean, a complete rebuild. And I don't think that this is kind of unprecedented. Usually, when you come into a pro team, you have a few guys that you can build on.
Mhm.
Okay? And there was nothing. And I knew Getsy, no way, or Turner. I knew neither one of them was up to the job of doing it. And that poor little guy, what's his name, that got stuck with doing the offensive coordinator duties after we got rid of McDaniels. What was his name? Poor little thing. I was
I
like,
remember,
he was
yeah,
just left there holding the bag. Uh,
it's like, hey, I'm a real coordinator, yay! I can't
Yay, you
remember.
know. I mean, I really think that people need to understand they have to give this offense time. They really, really do. There's some exciting things happening. We now have two guys, potential all pros, right? I haven't seen Junty in the pro level, but he is. Oh, thank you, Raider Shield. But we have two guys that we potentially can build on. We haven't talked a lot about Gino,
No,
have we? I
no.
think everybody's pretty confident he can get the job done.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so. And actually, I think it's great. And again, I wanted to say Raider Shield is Nabman. And uh, as of right now, he's my every other Wednesday.
mm-hmm.
When I'm doing a show with you on the Wednesday and every other Wednesday,
Oh yeah,
we're trying to do a show together. Great guy that he is. So
Mike
hopefully
is
that'll
so
happen.
funny. Look at it. He's we're named. Oh yeah, Bris. I put Raider Tuan. I put a wanted bolo out for Brasillo, the
Oh,
O
I'm
line coach.
sorry.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
his name, Brasillo.
uh,
I know you wanted to say Scarnecchia, but that's who you think about when you think New England,
yeah,
offensive line. But yeah, it was Brasillo, and
yeah,
I absolutely. And of course, when we cleaned out Getsy, he took his San Francisco garbage with him.
yeah. Good catch, Swan. I appreciate that. I know that Brasillo was underneath Scarnecchia, so at least I had the lineage right. Kind of like you said,
Yes, you do, and you
coach
did,
tree.
and
Yeah,
and I could understand that, but we were gutted in a way that is unprecedented at the pro level. And Chip came in, he's like, I got Bowers.
yeah.
That's it.
Well,
I
he
mean,
also, like you said, he knows that he has Bowers, and he knew that he had a viable left tackle, which we actually don't. And I know I'm waiting for the flack. I know that he is viable providing that his doesn't give out. Okay, got it. So
He's
you have
never made the Pro Bowl. And let me also say this, and this is something that we'll have to delve into. That left tackle position, I was talking about this to somebody today. That left tackle position is on an island by itself, is it not?
it is.
It is a position that you absolutely have to. You can't have a day off. You can't have a playoff. You absolutely have to perform, because if you mess up, guess what? Everybody in the stadium knows it. Just like that corner.
Well,
Just like a corner.
I will say this though. It's like I don't recall Miller, other than, okay, I will throw out the one that everybody's going to get me on, other than when he got really just like boat raced by that gentleman I was talking about earlier.
That was happening all last year. I mean, every play last year.
No, Peggy, I'm going to disagree there. At the beginning,
we couldn't run the football.
At the beginning of the season, Miller was not up to snuff, but he progressed through the season where he wasn't a liability like he was at the beginning. Now, at the beginning of the year, yeah, he was god awful. But if you look at what he did for his checks and his grades, he was a hell of a lot better at the end of the season, because he wasn't like weaning out on his shoulder. He was actually playing, and his shoulder was getting better. So I got to check you on that.
I mean, the Raiders themselves gambled on what you're saying, that it was just an off year. We're going to pay him a bunch of money to keep him around. But left tackle is a very unique position, and not just anybody can play it. So we are going to see firsthand whether or not the gamble was right. I don't think it is. I think that we have seen Colton at his best. We've seen the best already, and now it's just gonna go downhill. But Chip has confidence. Chip has confidence. They paid him. And by the way, this is the kind of thing that Meyer is looking at. I had a 1,000-yard season last year. My first, of course. And then I'm looking at a guy like Colton Miller getting an extension, who had his worst season. Okay? You're looking at two different things. I mean, you're evaluating, do the Raiders reward good play? And we're back to this crap about giving our favorites what we want and not rewarding the guys who actually did the work. Okay? That is the kind of crap that has kept us mired in the AFC West basement for decades. Okay?
Well,
and I mean, you have to reward good performance, and you do not reward bad performance. I don't care how valuable you think he is.
To get the 1,000 yards, doesn't the quarterback need to be able to throw the ball?
Well, imagine if we actually had an offensive line. How many more yards would a Jacoby have had? Maybe 500 more.
Well, I'm just saying.
Because remember, he was the only wide receiver we had.
To have had the 1,000 yards, you had to do semi-blocking to make him get his 1,000 yards. I get pissy because it stings. It's like, well, look at all these star wide receivers and things getting the ball and doing their job. And yeah, the quarterback was doing it and the receivers were doing that. It takes an offensive line to help you run the ball and pass the ball, and without them, you're not going to do diddly poo, as my favorite other.
And emphasis, Captain, you just said run and pass.
Yeah.
All right? I mean, we're not one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Okay? We need to be able to run the football, and we need to be able to pass deep.
Yeah.
And the O-line, like you said, is key to it. I think that we'll have to look at that and see whether or not Chip's gamble on basically the same line, right? Because James, even though he's not there now, He was injured most of last year, was he not?
Oh,
He was.
James?
James was hurt a
Yeah.
lot, so he wasn't even in at center. All right, and when he got healthy, they didn't put him back there.
I would say, and the team played better when he wasn't playing
Well,
because JPJ was playing a hell of a lot better at center. And
better is so relative when you're 31st in rushing,
well,
and your quarterback got sacked 50 times.
I tell you what, I would say that maybe they were getting to the quarterback in 2.5 seconds vice 2.0 seconds. Okay. Or maybe 1.8 when James is snapping the ball. It's like snap and sack. Boom,
I
boom.
saw that happen. I saw that happen to Paris Johnson, and everybody was being pushed back. No one was making forward progress. We were overpowered, and that was a strength thing and a technique thing, and hopefully it's been corrected. We're Raider fans, and everybody's talking about Colton's healthy. Colton's healthy. Well, even a healthy Colton never gave me a Pro Bowl performance.
Well, Peggy, honestly, when you look at all of the tackles in the NFL in the AFC,
Yeah, you just want them competent, I guess. That's
he,
what you want.
you have a very high tenure there. I mean, Joe Tooney and the guy that was playing for the Chiefs at their left tackle, and I tell you what, who's actually now playing at left tackle now that Slater is not there, he's going to be going up against Colton Miller, and Alt is a big mofo that actually is more of a line to being a left tackle than it was to being a right tackle. Actually, I gotta hate saying this, having Slater get injured this year to expose Alt to the position that he needs is a positive for the Chargers. But they're going to be hating life on right tackle, which is where I'm hoping Crosby goes against Pipkin, because he's their old right tackle, and he sucks donkey sweat donkey.
I mean, you do, like I pointed out, I mean, left tackle is such a special position, and we're taking a huge gamble that this new contract is going to, basically incentivize Colton to not only get back to where he was, but to up his performance. That's going to be a huge relief to the team if we can accomplish that. And of course, we've solved our right tackle position. Let me say a few prayers, sacrifice a few lambs, because you know how tough it's been for the Raiders to fill that right tackle position for decades. And if Glaze is the guy, I'm like, hallelujah.
Yeah.
If we've got a guy, and we do point out that Paris Johnson was moved from center.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did see that, and the main reason why is because his line call is not as proficient for what a center needs to have. He's a mauler. He's a brick shithouse, as they say, that can move people, and is going to get better and better and better. But the fact is, as a center, you need the quarterback along the line.
Yeah, you're the quarterback. And
right.
People don't understand. We had terrible play at center last year. One of the reasons why the line's performance was what it was. We just had terrible center play.
That is why Meredith is actually playing center, because his instruction of the quarterbacking of the line is better than what JPJ is at this
And I'm
time.
not mad at JPJ. He was a rookie, for crying out loud.
I got it. And the other thing is if he gets better or is able to pick up the line, how to be the quarterback of the line, eventually I think he'll go back over to being center. I think that if they can get Lockie, and I haven't seen if they got Lockie Tassi back on the practice squad, because leaving him exposed, I gotta hope that he gets back to the practice squad, because that boy, and I call boy in a good, he's like friggin' Mongo in Blazing Saddles. The guy is just so big, strong, and he's going to be a fantastic addition once he really gets down playing football. And I'm hoping that he can get that.
Yeah, and Ron Jones, going back to Jacoby, it's just it's just I think what we're hearing now is posturing. I don't think we should react too much. I think there's a lot of back and forth that goes on. A lot of people, saying, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to. He didn't say he wasn't going to play, right? Some guys go that far. They just don't show up to camp, right? In
Well,
order to force a new
yeah,
contract. We didn't
but
get that.
it's still two though. It's still two. I don't know what to expect. It's kind of like we don't know what to expect. Like
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
agree. There's a lot of influencers and a lot of rumors going around and getting people all excited, trying to influence them against Meyer, Myers. And I mean, only the Raiders know. Raiders and only the two sides know what numbers are being passed around.
Mhm.
Nobody talks about that while negotiations are going on. So anybody that claims to have a number is full of crap.
It'll be
Stop
competitive.
believing these bait click junkie,
Just
non-news
like the commercial.
influencers. They're troublemakers.
Just like the commercial for
Yes, they are.
LinkedIn. Well,
Captain, I can't
what
hear
is that?
you.
Just like the
Uh-oh.
commercial in
What
LinkedIn.
happened?
You can't hear me.
Captain, we can't hear you.
Okay. I guess that said what that my microphone did stuck. I didn't think that. Hang on a second. Check one. Check one. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Did I lose? Oh, we lost Captain. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Uh-oh. So it's me. Is it me? I hear Cap. Okay, we hear both of you. I can't hear Cap. Oh, what did I press?
Okay. Now you should be able to hear me. Hopefully. Yes.
Okay, guys, we just lost each other. Me and Captain lost each other, but it's almost time for me to say goodbye. And I'm just going to sign off and leave you guys to get excited for Boston. They've got a lot of events. 2 Boston clubs. I wanted to put a plug about this. There are 2 Boston clubs. One is a Black Hole Club, and one is our old friends, the New England Raider Boosters. Okay? Each
Yes.
of them are holding a Saturday night event in Providence, Rhode Island, and of course, 2 tailgates on Sunday morning, one in lot 55B and one at the Red Fox Motel. If you want more information, go to the New England Raider Boosters site or go to my site, DC Raider Nation, and we've posted the location of their events in Boston. Plus, the Black Hole has a lot of stuff going on Thursday and Friday. We'll be staying in Brockton, Al Davis's hometown. Anyway, Captain, I'll see you in Boston. And guys, go Raiders. Talk to you soon.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Can you hear me now, Peggy?
Can't hear you, Captain. I lost you.
Oh my
Bye.
goodness. Bye, Peggy. Oh well. I was gonna say I know I was muted for a second, but hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay. Raider Boy Ron is there, Mike Sarah, and Raider Shield says you can hear us both. I hope that's true. It was great to have Peggy on. So if give me a thumbs up if you can at least hear me. I see the yeah, all good. Okay, I hear you good. Cherie says that as well. Thank you. It's always great to have Peggy on where we're debating as well, and it's good. And Ed says we're good to go as well. That Bob's good. Good. Thank you. This is why I love having Peggy on, and we have our insights, and she has her insights, and I have my insights. Definitely, we don't agree all the time, but we're giving our views, which is helpful to making up. I'm not saying to make up your mind. You have your thoughts as well, but at least you have basis of what you can think about. Okay. So there you go. Now, having said that, and as stated, Peggy will be doing a show with me every other Wednesday from 9:30 to about 10:30 Eastern time. That's the time slot, which is awesome. And remember, also on Wednesdays, the Wild Wild West show will be on this channel as well, which is from MHRT, and Jack Kenna will be representing the Raiders fans on that. So I'm glad that y'all can hear me. Disagree is what makes us. Thank you there, Ed. I agree with that. If everybody always agreed with each other, let me put this on here. If everybody agreed with each other, it'd be boring. It'd be boring. And I don't want that. So having said that, Peggy will be on with me every other Wednesday. I'm going to be thinking about having no. I have this put out, and this is going to be hopefully for the Raider Shield family, aka Navman. That is the link. So that is your link, Navman, who's going to be the gentleman I'll be doing shows with every other Wednesday. And I'm sure that he will disagree, and we're not going to have the same things that we all say. I know Sharif has his views. I know Bishop has his views. And Bishop, it's not that I always disagree with you. Not always. So that's just not right, sir. So again, right on cue, we got Nabman, aka the vet, the Raider fan from Tennessee. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad. I'm gonna go.
You may get a pause here for just a second. Hold on.
That's fine. That's fine.
Just turning the soundboard on.
Okay, cool.
All right. Hey, yeah, cool. I got the comments now. Sweet.
Yeah, good to see. Good to see. And if that interferes with what you want to say, I can move, and you can go over here, and they can be over on. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Good. I'm good, man. Just I'm good to stream to mine for this.
Yeah, go ahead. More the merrier. More the merrier.
Setting it up. Continue on. I'll get into whatever you want to talk about.
No, and we this is Nabman, Raider Shield family, and again every other Wednesday. EMAC, no, EMAC. I appreciate you trying to come in, brother, but not right now. Okay, I go ahead and I'm gonna kick you, but don't be offended. But like I said, I have time for myself and Nabman to talk the Raiders at this pivotal point of my career of the show. We're going to talk what we wanted to talk about as far as for the show. And again, this is going to be and I didn't mean to sound like, it did kind of sound bad, like you're my side piece on every other Wednesday.
No, I found it funny, just so you know.
Sometimes I say things, and and trust me, I when I plan things like that sometimes even I don't think about that as well.
I'll be your side piece, bro. If that's what you want.
Speaking of side pieces, if I make a trip up to Tennessee, I'm hoping that there is something else to entice me other than good Tennessee cooking.
Well, I mean, could be on the lake. We can get out on the lake and go look at the ladies. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say that's no, EMAC, you're not. No, EMAC, you're not in trouble. Trust me, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. I just not tonight. Not tonight. I just want to get the Raider thing going. Comments are fine, okay? Because again, Bob is going to be my sidekick when on the other Wednesdays. I'm hoping by next Wednesday, I'm going to start driving up to South Carolina. I hope to get to a point in the road where I'm off the road and then I'm in a place that I can actually have a show. So we'll see if that happens, and if that does happen, it'll probably hopefully be at maybe the 9 to 10 o'clock hour. Hopefully, yep. I'll do a show there.
Right.
Oh no, that's a good thing on that, Emac. I appreciate that. We were actually talking about the Amari Cooper signing. It doesn't really peg the meter. To me, he's just another guy. And honestly, if you're going to go for a wide receiver that I would think that would give more at this point in his career, I would have much rather have signed, and he's still available, is Third Renfro. I'd rather sign Hunter Renfro as an extra wide receiver than Amari Cooper at this point.
Okay.
Because at least I know when Renfro is there, okay, he gives his all. Amari is, I'm not sure. Des Watson, no. And I know Des Watson's mom.
Oh, Ray, what's
okay? Up, no. Desmond Watson needs to play football, and he needs to be in football shape. He's like, for all those who don't know who Desmond Watson is, he was the 450-pound defensive tackle out of the University of Florida that the Buccaneers grabbed as an unrestricted UDFA. Came in, and he didn't play at all. He was on the weight loss program, and it didn't even pan out. He didn't make the team. Is he strong? Not really football strong. I guess he's okay strong, but he needs to become a football player. He needs to become a football player. And I'd sign Renfro in a minute. Renfro was cut, Emac, by the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Take a chance. Like I said, I know Desmond's mom. That if Desmond Watson was grabbed by the Raiders, the first thing I would do is I would get a hold of the place I used to work at and said, I need to get a hold of this person so I can talk to her to have Desmond Watson on our show. And hopefully it would happen. But again, when you have players that are playing presently, unless you are a guy, and I'll throw some names out there, unless you have a guy such as Mitch Renz, such as Graphic Raider, they get players that are current players. More power to them. I don't have that sway. So there it is. And Renfro's still available. Good. Thank you there. And by the way, Bob, that's Raider boy Ron Jones, great friend of mine.
Ron Jones, how you doing, Ron Jones?
Yeah. Hey, Ron, be sure to subscribe to Bob's. In fact, let me get this off here. Okay, the channel that you want to get to is Raider Shield Family. Subscribe to Raider Shield Family as well, because again, this gentleman's going to be doing codes with me every other Wednesday when I'm not on with Miss Peggy.
Here, let me change something right quick on the headline.
Go ahead.
So if you go to at 93 Nabman, that'll bring you to all of it. It's easier than just using the name of the show. The name of the show is the name of the show. That's the contact information. That'll get you on Instagram as well.
There you go. And Ken is talking about, are we talking about Laki Tassi? I was hoping that he made the practice squad, and yep. I have a real hope that Laki Tassi will eventually be on our 53. I mean, I have real hope.
That and the beauty of that being an IPP, IPP being international pathway player, right? The beauty of that is the Raiders can temporarily assign him to the 53 man at any time in the season 3 times. 3 times. If they want to bring him up, they can do that 3 times with no penalty. And oh, by the way, he's an extra roster spot on the practice squad. There was no reason not to freaking keep him there. Develop him, let him learn the game a little bit. The dude's the next Blindside movie. He really is. It's a freaking monster. If he can be taught the game, that's next level stuff, bro. I'm just telling you, it's just crazy. I watched a couple of the pancake stuff he did. He the dude in front, I'm pretty sure Pete and Chip Kelly said, I want you to just kill the guy in front of you. And he's like, okay, I can do that. And every time he just freaking blasted whoever. It's amazing strength and agility, this guy. It's just a matter of him learning the game. Hell, he never played an NFL football down until freaking preseason week 1. Can't expect him to be signed to the 53. But I knew, and Kenneth can tell you, I said, this dude will be on the practice squad, and he's got a unique thing that he can do from the practice squad that nobody else can do. He can be signed to the active roster 3 times in a season. It's a beautiful thing. Just saying. That's next level ability and size. It's unreal.
And what is he? He's 6'4", 3 something.
Yeah, and runs like 4'4" or something like that. Stupid.
Okay.
Once you can show him how to pull, show him how to pull and read the defense. It's, oh my God. The only thing he probably hates is he's not able to run with the ball much. Because the rugby player just wants the ball. Let me get the ball.
He's even bigger. 6'6", 373. Okay.
6'6", 373. Okay. Runs a 4.5 4.5. Okay. I was thinking 4.4. I think it was 4.47 that they clocked him at that size. 6'6", 373. 4.47. Unreal.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to ask you as well, because we didn't get it, because we are our minds are forward. We have New England on our mind. I mean, that game plan started 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The build up to the first game.
Yep.
And I will say that obviously McDaniel, that ignorant fuck that he is, okay.
Well, he's a good OC in the NFL. He's proven to be a good OC.
Right, and he's going to game plan his troops, for lack of better terms, to attack the Raiders D, and they haven't showed what they can do as well as they could have this preseason. I mean, like I said, the starters played well to a point this year, but once you took the starters out, I'm not really sure that they are they're the backups. Like I said, looking at the 53. By the way, I was like, Will Putnam? Who the fuck is Will Putnam on the offensive line?
I did some research on that, and it's a depth piece. He actually can play pretty much every position on the offensive line, and that's kind of the outside of the offensive line. I mean, we kept 10 of them, so the depth is there, and most of those ones we kept that aren't going to be starters can play at every position. So I can see the thought process there. I really can. That's why Mumford's gone. Because he should have been gone at the beginning of 53. Mumford probably, it was one of those, hey, congratulations, you made the 53. And a day later, it's like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
And it's the what he deserved because he's an asshole. Period. As a person too, kind of a dick. So ran into that dude when we were at Vegas at a goddamn race. No kidding. I'm like, oh look, that's the Air Mumford. I walked up to him, I just stuck my hand on him. Hey, I'm a huge Raider fan. He goes, yeah, fuck you, and rolls by.
Really?
So I just went, okay, well, that's some character right there. Right?
Wow.
So, yeah, and looked at my wife and goes, pfft. Just goes pfft, like that. I'm like, damn, dude, really? I just introduced myself as a Raider fan at a race, NASCAR race, and you're kind of a dick, not kind of a dick, just a full out dick. So I was just like, yeah, okay, this dude's he doesn't fit the shield at all. So, and that was a year ago. So maybe Pete goes, yeah, this guy's a dick. Let's let him make the 53 and then we're going to cut him. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was the funny shit. I'm like, I can't believe we kept him. And then I see there, Mumford cut. I'm like, yes, great job, Pete.
Yeah, I didn't know that he made the original 53.
Yeah, he was cut. He was cut after the 53 cuts.
Okay.
They released him. Was it today?
Okay.
It was, yeah. So it was the 53 had to be announced
yesterday
Tuesday at 4 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
Eastern.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was released today. So it's kind of like, hey, congratulations. Yeah, get the fuck out the next day.
See ya.
Right. And from the experience that I had, just sticking my hand out to shake his hand because I'm a born and bred Raider fan, and he says shit like that and acts like that. He doesn't fit the shield.
He calls you to fuck you,
and he can't play either.
Yeah.
So that's the other part.
Yeah. That's upsetting.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, that's upsetting. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, because when I was going through and I went through was it the what do you call it, where you have all the position groups, you have first, second, and third, and I was counting
the depth chart.
Right, depth chart. Thank you. And I was counting, and I'm like, there's like. There was I think I counted 52, and then I put in Cooper. Thank you there, Ardell. I put in Cooper and I put in Pickett, and then it would come up to 54. But then I said, okay, well, 54, but that's going to be 52 when they put Aiden O'Connell and Johnson on the individual IR, immediate IR. Okay. I was kind of perplexed. Then I at least see this, and I didn't even notice that Mumford wasn't on that 53. And that's why Hellraider. That's why I was talking about with Cooper when we let him go. God, I can't believe it's been 8 years. Like 8 years ago, we let him go. Yeah. It was because he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to play for the team. He didn't want to play for Gruden. He said he basically said, fuck this noise. And now, but this was obviously before we even went to Vegas. So yeah, and I saw that Jackson from the Rams, because I saw that article. I said, oh, okay, but I don't see him. Let me see here. I don't see him on the 53 that was put out. So somebody
original. So there's that.
No, I'm talking about the say 53 man roster with Geno Smith and Brock Bowers and Max Crosby. So that graphic, I don't see him on that.
Thayer Mumford made the cut deadline. Let's just put it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. Then
deadline is what I'm trying
there
to say.
It is. Yeah, he made that listing and then he got cut. Okay, so they
what, like 10 hours later.
okay. Well, and good. Because again, you know you're going to keep Rodgers and Grant because you drafted them. And I'm very glad to see that Mallot and obviously Miller made the practice squad. I'm ecstatic that the people that I didn't want to see get lost, Mallot, Miller, and Laki Tassi, made it to the practice squad. That's what I'm really enjoyed seeing.
You gotta also remember back in that Gruden era, going back to Cooper, there were only certain kind of players that could deal with how Gruden coached. And you can't coach a Murray Cooper, a very silent guy, very quiet dude. You can't coach him like you do Derek Carr. You can't, like, beat on him constantly. And I assume that's a big part of the reason why he wanted out of there. But, you know, I guess it takes me, if you want to go in this direction, why the wide receiver stuff's going on the way it is with Jacoby and then Amari signing and that type of stuff. I have an interesting take on it. I don't know how true it is.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's lengthy though, Cap. So, all right. So my first thought is this. One, Jacoby Myers. Do I love the dude? I'm going to start it off this way. I love the dude. One, he's a great Raider. He represents the brand, represents the shield amazingly. Okay? The dude catches every ball that goes to him. Whether it's defensed or not, he catches everything thrown to him. That's Amari Cooper's bust. He drops big balls when they matter.
That's true.
And that's in our history, right? And that's probably what Gruden was into him about back in the day, right? But what it comes to this is the money part of things. I don't think Amari Cooper and Jacoby Myers requesting a trade have anything to do with one another. I think what it has something to do with is Jack Best looked like shit. You know what I mean? So maybe Amari Cooper is not Jacoby's replacement, but Best's replacement. Until Best can learn how to freaking run routes and freaking catch some footballs. You know what I mean? Because the big thing about this, you guys got to remember this. Amari Cooper's been in the league 10 years. 7 1,000-yard seasons. 7 of them. Now, granted, 2 of the 7 were between 2 teams. One with the Cowboys and Raiders in a season, and one with Cowboys to the Browns. His best season, yards-wise, in his whole career was in 2023 with the freaking Browns. Of all teams, 1,250 yards. You got to remember that, man. That's production. Whether he drops a ball or 2 or not, I think we stick him in the slot as an inside-out guy.
Mm-hmm.
Free up Thornton, you know what I mean? Free up Trey. But I don't think it has anything to do with Jacoby. I think it has more about that we had high expectations on Betch. Betch, and he ain't done shit. He was supposed to be that guy to bridge that, had that little extra, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In there. So I think they're going to make Betch a little bit more developmental than he's not going to get as many snaps as what we think. That's just my take on it.
Yeah.
I don't think it had anything to do with that. Now, Spytek said it was a coincidence in his press conference. I never really believe everything John Spytek says. And it shouldn't. And I shouldn't.
You shouldn't. No.
He should never lie, but he should never also tell the complete truth either.
Right. Right. It's his job to obfuscate facts.
Right. So
obfuscate facts.
That said on Jacoby. So here, I don't even have to write this down. I've looked it up so many dang times. Jacoby is ranked as the 33rd best receiver in the NFL. What does that tell you? It means he's not ranked pay-wise as a number one wide receiver. Right? So what we got to look at is we got to look at T. Higgins. We got to look at Deebo Samuel. We got to look at these guys, right? Yeah, didn't drop a single pass. Had over 1,000 yards, barely over 1,000, by the way. But you got to remember, Jacoby got a lion's share of the pass attempts on wide receiver because Devontae. Now, and also I'll give him credit. Now, Devontae was there for a majority of that season too, taking some targets away. So I'll give Jacoby that he got a lot of targets even with Devontae there. But he also had Brock Bowers taking some away, right? So I guess the Raiders can be thinking, damn, Brock Bowers, Dante Thornton, Amari. Well, at first, maybe Jack Bech is going to take some more from him. So maybe he's not a 1,000-yard receiver in 2025. You know, so if he's throwing none of us know what number that Jacoby's looking for. Mm-hmm. If it's 30 million, it's too much. He's hit at 33rd. He's high-end wide receiver 2 money, which the ceiling on that pay for a year is 23. If you look at it, if he's getting paid like what T. Higgins should be paid, which he isn't, 23 million's the ceiling and 17's the low side. I got no issues giving him either one of those numbers.
I do. I would say that. And you say at the low end, it'd between 17 to 20,
17 to 23. I want it to be 20, right on the money, 2 years. 2 years for 40, 20 of it guaranteed. And just call it a day.
Maybe it's the miser in me, but he was like 3 and 33, so he was making 11 million a year. Okay.
Yeah, but he has nothing. He has nothing guaranteed to him. Is the problem?
Oh, okay. Well, then, but still, I would do this. Okay. Let's say we sign him for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I would say even 7. That's at 34. No, that's a little high still. I would say. Trying to do the numbers in my head. Basically, guaranteed, I would guarantee him.
I guarantee him half of it.
I would guarantee him 13 a year for 2 years would be 26. Okay, right. Guaranteed money.
Right.
13.
Regardless of
13. Right. And whatever over the top of that, but I would not go up to like the 34. Right. So I would go maybe 26 guaranteed, maybe to 30. And I would say, Sharif is saying you should get 19 million. No, I would, because again, I am not about to overpay somebody just because he's been good with us. Yeah, I mean, maybe that he's looking for the guarantee. Even TG, who says that we suck. By the way, thank you. I caught that. TG said, I think you're a Niners fan, and welcome to the show. When you say Meyer's worth about 15 million, okay, but I'm giving him 13 and 13 guaranteed. That's guaranteed money. Right. Okay, so I would say maybe a little bit more from that. The 30. Go ahead.
Jack Kenna just said it best right there. The Cortland Sutton, where he's being paid, is probably right where he needs to be. But remember, if we want to keep Jacoby, it's best we sign him soon because this doesn't get cheaper over time. We don't need to be Jerry Jones about it. If we want Jacoby, if not we, when I say we, if the Raiders organization wants Jacoby, it needs to be done. Because once the season starts, those numbers start increasing. It's just a proven fact. It's happened over the last 10 years. The salary cap goes up every single year, which changes the momentum of each position. We've seen the running backs go downward because the offensive firepower has gotten so strong that it's gone straight to quarterbacks and wide receivers on the offense and left and right tackles, right? So the thing about it is, if we want to keep them, we need to sign them. That's what it comes down to. And I don't think I would be I don't think I'd be bad to have Amari Cooper in the slot inside out and freaking Jacoby freaking coming over the middle, catch and run. I don't think that'd be terrible. You got to remember this dude, Amari Cooper, 7 out of 10 seasons, the dude's been over 1,000 yards. You can't argue with that production. So I don't think Amari Cooper had anything to do with Jacoby. I think it had more to do with the lack of production from Jack Bech early on in his career here, because I think Jack Bech was supposed to be that solution.
Yeah. And I'm going to say something that, and maybe you guys don't remember, but there is a Hall of Fame wide receiver who played for the Raiders that couldn't catch a cold his first 2 years as a Raider. He couldn't catch a cold. He's in the Hall of Fame. His name is Cliff Branch.
Yeah.
Cliff Branch could not catch shit.
I knew that's what you were going to say. I knew it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spoil it.
No. It was Cliff Branch, but it took into his second year for the click to go, oh, I got it now. Okay. Right. I got it now. So if Bech doesn't get it this year, that's okay. He's a rookie. Right. If Thornton gets it this year, great. That's a bonus. That's why I was telling Peggy, we actually got a guy that can go down the field and catch.
Clear out. He can clear out the back end of the defense.
And by the way, he's not going to get lost in the wash because Trey Tucker can't get off the line of scrimmage because he's fighting guys that are bigger than him. Thornton is 6'5", and he needs to get a little bit more thick, but he's 6'5". If he gets thicker at 6'5", maybe he goes from a 4.33 to a 4.37. Oh boy. Okay, big deal.
Max Crosby even said on the rush, he goes, I have freaking Thornton in the weight room. We're working on it.
Okay, good.
That's what I love about Max. It's not I only hang out with the defense. He's working with everybody, making them stronger, getting them in a routine and all this other stuff. That's what I love most about Max. Yeah, the sacks are great. Yeah, tackles for loss are great. That's where I hate the whole thought of Trey Hendrickson. All that dude does is try to sack the quarterback. He has no tackles for loss. I mean, literally very few. Running back runs into him, he makes the tackle. Pretty much it. The dude's up the field every single play. Paying that kind of money to a dude like that, come on. Max is versatile. He chases plays down from the backside. You know, he goes upfield, and oh, by the way, it was a play action. Oh, by the way, oh, crap, the running back's got it. Let me chase it down from the backside. Henderson doesn't do that. We don't need that dude. Micah Parsons is similar to Max. Micah Parsons makes plays outside of sacking a quarterback. That's how you get 17 and a half sacks in a year. Ask Michael Strahan with his 22 that he got, how many tackles for loss he had. Very few. You know what I mean? So that whole argument with Trey Hendrickson, I really had a hard time with that.
I tell you what, I'd take a flyer on Micah Parsons at was he 26, 27, and Hendrickson's already 31, 32.
But not after what he just did. Did you see that?
Did what? Who we talking about now?
He's suing Jerry Jones. He literally has a legal case against him.
Good. I think it's about time somebody actually sues Jerry Jones. If
But what are you suing him for? You're under contract, dude.
See, if I'm Micah Parsons, it's like I don't want to play in Dallas. I don't want to play in Dallas. I think he sees it that's a losing proposition. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Parsons is not a flyer. That's not a flyer. Dude, the dude wants $40 million a year. He wants freaking like Jamar Chase money as a freaking edge rusher.
Well, okay. Man. No, but
it's not a flyer. That's a freaking oh my God.
I think that I think he's probably worth more money than anybody else you can shake a stick at. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. And would we overpay? Would he make more than Max? Probably so.
Right.
Or and it would be one of those things where if you put him in at Max's number minus $1, it's just for the semantics of it.
Just to make sure Max is higher paid. Yeah.
Right. And I can see something like that happening. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Micah Parsons would look good in the silver and black. I will tell you, because he's a freaking monster.
Right.
And I think there was somebody somewhere said that he has the most injuries against opponents than any edge rusher in the NFL in his career. I'm like, damn, that's a Raider.
Yeah.
I'm like, but man, that's a long shot because to be honest with you, the rest of the pieces we have all everywhere, there's questions everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Cornerback, we'll see, right? It's going to be one of those. But I will tell you this. I'm going to say this out loud and proud. Bobby Spillane, I guarantee you there's a game plan for you. Good luck with Brock, Mike, and Ian. Good luck. Mm-hmm. They're going to freaking run circles around your ass week 1. You're going to be frustrated, bro. That linebacker that we offered damn near the same deal for, tax-free, by the way.
Yeah.
Went to New England. That's the kind of player that didn't want to be a Raider.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no reason for it. He didn't have a reason to not be a Raider. He just went elsewhere. So apparently he was never one. So
are you talking about the guy from New England that was like within hours of being a Raiders, and then New England paid what he wanted and stayed on the team? Or are you talking about K'Lavon Chaisson?
No, I'm talking about Robert Spillane. So we damn near offered him. Well, I think we offered him 20 on an extension, and I think New England. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think New England was like 23. And he went with that, but he's got to pay taxes on that shit. So if he wanted to be a Raider, he would have stayed.
Massachusetts? Yeah, in Massachusetts. Hell yeah.
So if he wanted to be a Raider, he would have stayed. Now, granted, I'll give him this. The freaking craziness throughout the organization could have been part of it. But I will tell you this. Brock Bowers, Mike Mayer, and Ian Thomas are going to make an example out of him. Week 1. People say he can defend the pass. Great. I got 3 of them.
Lane? No.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
I got 3 of them coming over the middle. Try it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I got you.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Now I did have the New England guy in the other night, so I wanted to hear from somebody that actually knows their team. Okay. And belated happy birthday, Emac, making it to 25. But the guy that was and I want to say this, Sharif, I never said that Amari Cooper was a bust. And then you cite the other receiver that came out that year, Davis, Willie? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, we made the better choice. But I am all about if you're going to play for this team, because I can't play for this team, but I'm all about being, in my mind, a part of this team. And I evoke, I want to be a Raider. I'm a Raider for life. I'm all about the Raiders. That's what I want from my players. Okay. So,
yeah.
Cooper was not that guy when he left. Now, again, if you're talking about personality wise, I can see what they said. He's a very quiet.
He's a reserved dude. Oh,
guy.
Cap, we're losing you, man. Unless yeah. All right. So
he's very quiet.
Cap is a little bit sketchy at this point. I get blurry video and hardly any.
And that's not his persona. So you actually have to. You got to probably play. You're spinning.
I'm spinning.
I see Navman is in a. Hopefully, I didn't.
No.
Yeah, you're spinning. You're spinning.
No, you're all. You're blurry.
On my computer. Yeah, on my computer, you were spinning. So.
All right, hold on.
I don't know.
Let me. I'll refresh right quick. See if that's me. But you are blurry, like really super blurry from my end. Can you guys help us out? Who?
No, Raidaway says. Yeah, Raidaway says that I have the Wi-Fi from McDonald's. Fuck you, by the way, Raidaway. I don't have the Wi-Fi from McDonald's. I will say that unfortunately, and Jack Kenna, fuck you as well. I do have this Raider room. Is all blocked solid, and my Wi-Fi is right here, right into my computer. Okay, so I got the best that I can.
It was probably just a glitch, man.
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. I don't have. Fuck you, Starbucks, McDonald's, Wi-Fi. Fuck all you. Fuck all.
That's funny though. You gotta love it. That's what you love about this nation, man. You fuck up one time. It's one little thing, man. They just let you have it. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do remember that 3 players retired that year. It was the cornerback retired. I think he retired at fucking halftime, if I remember right. The one cornerback that the Raiders had, he just fucking said, "I quit," and he retired at halftime. I think it was like Johnson Cromartie. It was like that was one of the guys.
And
yeah,
it was like last year. I mean, the back end of our defense looked actually pretty good. Marcus Epps, who was the leader of the back end of the defense, he goes down. It was like fucking over at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It all just went to hell right after that. So it was like, damn. All right. So,
and folks, by the way, if I will say this, if you are watching my show on my channel, please make sure that you are go over to Raider Shield Family and at least subscribe to that channel. I please say go to Raider Shield Family and subscribe to that channel. And if you are on Raider Shield Family, I would appreciate if you would at least subscribe to my channel. Okay?
Yeah, I disagree. Nope, don't do it. I'm fucking with you. Fuck shit, mate. Get the fuck in here. You know
fuck a shipmate. I get it as well. No, D'Angelo Hall. No, D'Angelo Hall. We got rid of.
We got rid of him.
We didn't retire. We got rid of him. D'Angelo Hall was the $8 million for 8 fucking games.
Yeah, we've never done that before, have we?
Well, Javon Walker also signed a really lengthy contract that year.
we're real good at that stuff. Just paying people money and just fucking kicking them out the door and giving them all their money. It's a beautiful thing.
And I don't even want to talk about Mr. Warren Sapp, you know. Fuck. Spinning. Okay. EMAC, they're not tuning into you, EMAC. What do you mean you get the most views? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're 25 years old. Get a life. Okay? Get a life.
EMAC Daddy. EMAC Daddy. Love that shit.
Okay, let me get rid of. I got rid of my.
Yep.
There we go.
The one that hurt me big time was Jonathan Abram. That draft pick, because that's what we needed. That's really what we needed. We needed a hard-hitting safety. That's what we needed. Because that was coming off of Woodson retiring, going to safety, and being an all-pro at safety 3 years in a row, right? Got him back from the Packers. And we really needed that dude again. And he was that dude. But every time he tackled somebody, he got himself hurt. Hell, he tackled a camera, and that's what ended his career. You know, it was like, what the fuck? You know?
Wait a sec. That's not Abram. That's the guy that was number 43, the smaller guy who was injured in that game. I was at that game, and I remember he was number 43. It was a safety. I think it was out of West Virginia. Oh my God, Sharif, give me what's the guy's name? Okay, he was number 43. He played safety. He was I think he played for West Virginia. And I remember he was at the game. He made a tackle or an interception. Thank you, Carl Joseph. Yes, that's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah, right away popped it out there, and as soon as he said, I'm like, it's right there. It's somewhere.
Yeah,
and sure enough,
and he did play for West Virginia, correct? Carl Joseph. He was number 43.
But Abram was that fucking big hitter, man, but he just could not stay healthy. I think we drafted him like number 6 out of Bama or something. And he just, every time he hit somebody, he was going out of the game. You know, it was like, what the fuck? And he finally tackled someone on the sideline and ran into a camera and freaking hurt himself bad. Never saw him again.
Yeah. He actually... Yeah, actually, he played for the Saints last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Abram?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit. Wow.
Yeah, he played for the Saints. Actually, the Saints had Abram, and they had the tight end Moreau, and they had Carr. It was like the New Orleans Raiders. You know, it was like at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you what, though, DC, there was promise there. Then I think in 2016 when he broke his ankle, it just never was quite right after that.
Yeah,
and I hate for him, man, because I loved him to death, much like Renfro, man, loved him to death too. Just whether it be mental or physical, the kind of stuff in an environment like that. You just can't overcome it. I mean, it's elite level stuff that you have to be involved in every single day. You can't take a day off on this stuff to be elite. You just can't. Shit. Abrams bent his face mask hitting people so hard. But the thing about it is Ronnie Lott did the same thing with less fighting. And he stayed in the game no matter what, cut his finger off and went back in the game. You know what I mean? So I don't give him a whole lot of credit on that. So it's just what it is.
Yeah, and Renfro's still out there. And if you listen to what he said, the main reason why he went to Carolina was because he wanted to be close to family.
He lives there.
Right. because he's from Clemson. He went to Clemson, so he's from that area. He wanted to play. He wanted to play with family. I actually, both Hollywood as well as Rue J went to a Renfro event at a church, and he basically said, you know, I only want to play for the Raiders. And that was when he retired, you know, before last year. And people saying, "Oh, Renfro's got." I said, "No, he's retired. He's retired. He's retired." And he came back this year because he took the year off. But there were people, and I won't mention who they are, but they are people of the YouTube ilk that have several thousand subscribers, and was just beating up and down that we were signing Renfro again, and they're like, no, we're not.
Right.
So I will say that.
Can you go down to Emac Daddy's next one?
Kobe Bryant for a couple of first round, dude. Yeah, Emac, for somebody who's 25 years old and professes not to be a troll, if you're not a troll, this is why I get really fucking pissed off at Pop-Tart guy.
Can you put it
Stop.
up so I can see it?
Okay. Don't be ignorant. Ignorance is a push button issue. When fucking Jimmy Farrell was coming, who is a bandwagon fucking Mets fan because his Yankees suck. So he goes over to the Mets because the Mets swept the Phillies just to say, ooh, sweep. We're still 4 games ahead of the Mets. Okay? We're still 4 games ahead of the Mets. We were 7 games ahead of them. They won 3, so now we're 4 games ahead of them.
Right.
Big fucking deal. Okay?
Right. So, one, I cannot stand the freaking Seahawks. I lived out in Northwest Washington for 21 years, and I could not stand not seeing a single Seahawk jersey until they got good and went to a Super Bowl. And then everybody's wearing one saying they were a lifelong fan. Cannot stand the Seahawks. I don't want any player that is a new Seahawk player. I don't want none of that shit. Anyone that doesn't have a relationship with Pete Carroll, I don't want a piece of that shit, because I know how those fans are. They're bandwagon as hell. Hopefully, you're not one of them, you Mac Daddy. All right, that's my response. And there's nobody getting Max Crosby from the Raiders. That's not happening. Period. 2 first-round picks, I don't give a shit. Those are a question. Crosby's not. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, Lions fans were saying that they were gonna get Max before we re-signed him, and that they were gonna put Max with the other dude that got hurt last year, and they were gonna have bookend defensive ends that were gonna be, Hall of Fame.
So, if you don't mind, can you go down to Gage Bentley? He asked me a question personally.
Okay, how to feel about the 53?
And if you don't mind, be going first since he asked me.
No, sure.
Okay.
No, I got you. He asked you particularly.
And then please you respond to this, because it's actually a great question, because that is a simple question that has a really hard answer. So, I like it. I like what we've done with the 53 now, but I will tell you, it's not over yet. So I think our O line's going to be a hell of a lot better than people think.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think getting rid of Mumford was addition by subtraction.
I agree.
And the way it was done, it was like, you made the 53, congratulations, and the next day, get the fuck out of here. I love that shit. Love it. Only because of my personal experience with this freaking douchebag. But anyway,
yeah.
So I think our back end of our defense is going to be a little bit of a problem.
Right.
Maybe they're a little bit better than we think. The talent is there. So remember, we signed a lot of one-year deals that are on prove-its, right? So I think a lot of the reason why we're reserving all that salary cap money is because some of these one-year deals, Jamal Adams, Jeremy Chin. Oh wait, Jeremy Chin's a 2-year guy. Stokes, shit like that. If they ball out, we're gonna have to pay them to keep them around, right? So I think we're at a spot as the Raiders, for fuck's sake, we're like, what, number 3 in the NFL with the lowest salary cap right now? Some stuff.
Well, we have the highest availability, is what you're saying.
Highest availability in the cap, right? Yeah. So that hasn't happened probably in my lifetime. So I think the management's like, yeah, we want to win now, but we'd rather win long term, like Patriot level dynasty shit. And so I think they're making moves with a slow burn, instead of, we got a lot of rookies on this 53. A lot.
Yeah.
Which is a good
or second rookies and or second year players.
Right. We got a lot of folks that are not getting paid into their full contracts that they based on their hell, even Malcolm Kuntz, if he shows out, dude, we're in good shape on that defensive line. I'm telling you what, if Malcolm freaking going up the field freaking just nuts, and he showed a couple of that. If Tyree, I think you're going to see a lot of Tyree in the middle.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
So this defensive line might be better than you think. So, and it's yet another. And then you got Lockie Tossie out there. All he needs to do is learn the ball game, and he's the next blindside move, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do I feel about it? I feel pretty good about it. If anybody in this chat thinks we're going to a Super Bowl, you need to just put that away.
Yeah.
But if we do, if we get that far, we have a chance of winning. The biggest thing is Geno's got to be upright.
Mm-hmm.
And that O-line's better than people think. JPJ being over at guard allows him to not have to focus as much on communication on that O-line, just do his damn job.
Right.
And last year, even though he was blowing people up, he was missing assignments as a center. As a guard, he just needs to pull and hit everybody he sees. It's a beautiful thing, right? So how do I feel about it? I feel great about it. I feel better about the coaching staff and the entire staff, Cap, to be honest with you. I have faith in it. They're proven winners, everybody, all the way around that staff. PG, if the defense is good, he's probably going to be gone next year.
Right.
But it's because his name's all over everywhere. Hell, people were trying to get him last year.
Graham, and I'm almost 100% on this. I don't have it set in stone, but Graham was going to be the coach in Jacksonville.
Yep.
Until they told Cohen here in Tampa that we got rid of Fucktwat, the general manager that was coming over from the Niners, and Trent Baalke. Yeah, thank you. I actually got it before I saw it in the thing. I got it before it was said in the thing. When they got rid of Trent Baalke, he's like, "Oh, you got rid of him? Yeah, I'll take the job. And because he took the job, Graham was left, twisting in the wind, and he came back to the Raiders as the DC.
Right. So, and they took Duval.
Every time I hear that, I go, Hillsboro. Hillsborough.
Jags are so fucked. I mean, it's that the AFC South is fucking terrible. If the Texans don't win that division, CJ Stroud just took a left turn at Albuquerque and went down in a hole or something, because the Texans have a great defense. You know what I mean? But nobody else has anything in that entire division. That's why I think there's a possibility, if the Raiders are right, it might be the first time in NFL history one division could put in 4 playoff teams. That's really what I'm looking for this year.
Not this year.
Because the East has questions too. Are the Patriots what people are saying? Miami's not going to be as good. The Bills are going to dominate that AFC East, right? You know who else is in there? The Jets.
I don't think it's good. I think the Patriots actually, and I can't remember what show I was watching, where they have the Patriots being a playoff team this year. And I can see that as well.
Right, but all I'm saying is this right here, the way the AFC is set up right now, AFC North, there's questions there too. I mean, really, the Ravens are they're going to win the AFC North.
Let me see the shit that I saw on the show today. I don't know who the fuck it was. Said that the Bengals are going to win that division with the Ravens number 2. Okay. Yeah, Bengals win, Ravens 2, then what is it? Steelers 3 and Browns 4, which is obvious to me. But they have the Bengals winning the division. And this is a talking head on, one of the major networks. I'm
just saying this is the best chance that one division has had an opportunity to have all 4 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah.
If the thing about it is, I think the Broncos are going to make the playoffs. I think what hurt the Chargers, Slater. Damn, their left tackle freaking that all-pro freaking left tackle's done for the season. I don't know about that, but that's what's counted on, because Justin Herbert just hasn't been what everybody thinks he's going to be. He gets nicked up all the time. So, damn, I just don't know, and none of us do. I'm just saying, I think this year is one of those opportunities, because there's so many questions in all the divisions in the AFC. This is an opportunity. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not coining it. I'm just saying this is an opportunity, because literally every team in the AFC West has the potential to be 10-7 or better. If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, right? I'm just saying that I don't think that the AFC North is going to be what it's been. And I honestly think the window is closing on the Ravens. If they don't make a run this year, it's going to be tough.
And I actually think I'll give some gloss to Sharif. The AFC champion is going to be the Buffalo Bills. They are lining things up for Buffalo to just take it and just run with it. Okay.
Right.
And I think that will be now, if the Raiders make the playoffs, that's great. That means I win both of my bets that I have the money on. I get my 7 wins for money, and I have money on the Raiders making the playoffs. I mean, it's only a little bit, but hey, it's still a win though. Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
And if that happens, maybe I get the other bet where I have Genty being the offensive rookie of the year. So I might get all of those. But Stoffel, you know what? The Chiefs.
Yeah, I saw that, Ken. Yeah, and I knew what you were saying when you said it on the MHRT show. It's like Chargers have 7 or 8 on IR, and a couple of them are on the offensive line. So it's and long term IR, like season ending.
Yeah.
So they're scrambling. But my thing about this, the Bills, when you talk about that, the NFL wants the Bills to win a Super Bowl. Never have done it. Never done it. Been close. Hell, they went to 4 straight and lost all 4. Right? Back when I was a youngster, right? And but the thing about it is, I got a question for you, Jack, or Kat.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's right. With Jack in the thing.
I'm trying to differentiate. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
he
you.
always calls me Mike. Jack Kent always calls me Mike when we're live, and then so anyway, because he gets me and Sacktown confused. But anyway,
well, that's Kenna.
I got a question for you, Kat.
Sir.
How many games in the regular season on the schedule now do the Buffalo Bills leave their own time zone throughout the entire season?
I think it's only one.
One time. And guess where it is? It's not even very far. Houston.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't touch the West Coast one freaking time.
Yeah. And they play all their tough games. They play Kansas City and Buffalo. They play Cincinnati in Buffalo. They play the Ravens in Buffalo, and whoever the big NFC team that's on their schedule, they play them in Buffalo. So the 4 games that they need are in Buffalo. Hey, AK, good to see you, brother. NFL Reality Check, good to see you there, AK.
Ken was like, no, it isn't me. It's Mike that does that. You're right. Mike Sacktown on the live show calls me Jack all the time.
Oh, okay.
You're right. It's backwards. I'm sorry. I knew it was one way or the other.
Anyway, but hey, Nav, aka Nav, I won't. Did you tell who your? I don't know if people know what your kind of Christian name is, the one that you spell backwards. But I won't. Yeah, whatever. But it is 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I actually got to wake up tomorrow I have to move the vehicles. I have to move the vehicles because the guy is who I hope is coming over to seal the pavers. The guy that was supposed to be here last week to do it, but we've had rain, so it didn't get done. So hopefully that gets done. So I got to be up early to move the vehicles away. So I'm not going to have shit get on the cars. Again, Kenneth says that Raider Shield family hit likes for both, sub for both. I agree with that. If you are on Raider Shield family and you're not subbed to Captain Jack Rackham, I appreciate you come over. If you're on my channel, I appreciate you going over to Raider Shield family. So I do that. And okay, maybe I'm not as, and I bitch people out. Okay, I do. I bitch people out. And I'll fucking say fucking Jimmy Farrell talking shit about being because he's a bandwagon fucking Mets fan because his Yankees suck. Okay, I hate bandwagon fans. That's ignorant. I really can't fucking stand that. But
well, I can't stand Seattle.
I can't. And Bishop was saying that I don't agree with him. No, that's not true. Just the stuff that I don't agree with, I vociferously and vehemently. Those are two big words. Vociferously and vehemently.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, well, I double V'd them. Double V's, right? on my on my negativity towards stupid shit. So I'm just gonna let it go. Stoffel says, "Let's go Yankees." Yankees suck, Stoffel. And if you're a Yank Me fan, as I'm watching Aaron Judge, hit a home run on the highlights. So they're up 5-0. Now they're up whatever, or maybe they're up 8-0 now. As I see that there's 2 runners on base and somebody just hit a home run. So yeah, McMahon. So they're up 8-0. I don't care. I mean, they've won 27. They won 27 World Series, but okay, you're only as good as the last World Series, and until that happens, the Dodgers are the champions, and I can't stand the fucking Dodgers, even though my great uncle used to be their trainer. But there are people that are on here that are like, oh my God, I'm the greatest Dodger fan there is. I'm sorry, okay, whatever. But anyway, smash up the likes and have a good night. Thank you there, EMAC, as well. Hit the likes for everybody and hit them both up.
Can you hit up that one comment from Hell Raider? That's funny.
Let's see here. Oh, this one?
All right. So when that went down on my show, right? Hell Raider, by the way, Hell Raider laughs about everything anyway. So don't take a whole lot of stock on what he laughs about. The dude is a freaking comedian. I swear. He won the Comedian of the Month on my show. Mm-hmm. He got a jersey and a freaking lanyard from that. But anyway, he laughs his ass off when he said I spelled my name backwards. Well, my actual name, my given name's Robert, but I go by Bob. I said I spelled my name backwards, and he said he laughed his ass off. Well, and then another dude on my channel, Ardell, said, so what is that for Navman, right? Namvan. Bam? that seemed funny. I was like, that was a funnier part to me, but I'm just saying.
Easily amused. That's fine. And hell, is that the Hell Raider that's out in Arizona? Hell Raider?
No, the Virginia, I think, right? Hell Raider.
Oh, okay. Because I know Hell Raider from Arizona. Hell Raider from of the Black Hole. Hell Raider.
Right.
So, Unleash is here. Good to see him.
Yep. Rep. How you doing, Rep? Ron Raspberry. Okay. Ron Raspberry. What's Ron Raspberry got right there?
Stoffel's disliking me because, hey, the Yankees were the Yankees and the Dodgers, just like Al Davis loved the Yankees and the Dodgers because the Yankees had power and the Dodgers had speed. That's my father's favorite team.
Right.
Okay. But that doesn't mean I got to like them.
I think the Yankees' problem right now is their pitching fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving up. I mean, Aaron Judge is only one dude. And you guys giving up fucking Juan Soto was fucking stupid. Just saying. That was just the dumbest thing you ever fucking did. You ate a lot of his freaking contract, and he got a bigger one going over there. So what the fuck are you doing?
Soto's just he didn't like to be in that clubhouse. He said straight up he did not like being in that clubhouse.
Hey, and now you don't have pitching because you freaking can't spend any more money. It's terrible. So Ron Raspberry's a couple comments down below there, if you don't mind. Ron's freaking a good dude, man. A freaking all-time freaking great Raider.
Oh, I see. Unleashed Rebel. Is it below Unleashed Rebel?
Yeah, just below it. Yeah.
Okay, Frank Weber.
Up a few. It's like if you guys starts off with you guys.
Okay.
There you go. You guys could get any available cornerback right now. Which one would you choose?
Who's available?
Justin Simmons and Gilmore right now are the only two that I would think would be even worth even looking at.
Okay. Other than Gilmore, is there anybody else that's available?
Justin Simmons, but he's, to me at this point, he's more of a safety.
Yes, Simmons is a safety.
I mean,
I think,
but
yeah.
I think he plays slot corner as well, but I just don't see that.
Oh, there's one, Rasul Douglas. I would take Rasul Douglas.
Yeah.
I would take Rasul. And Bradbury has played for PG in with the Giants.
Could be a thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the connection stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we're seeing that like globally with this freaking staff. There's
Mhm.
got to be a connection to bring you in.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Simmons is he's not a corner. I would take I would take Bradbury. I would take Rasul Douglas. Okay. Every time I say his name, I think I'm saying Razan Ghul. You know,
Right.
like from name.
Yep.
You know.
yeah.
But yeah, Rasul Douglas, I'd take him. He was a Raider for a little bit. Then we gave up on him, and then he became a really good corner for the Packers. Okay. Simmons is a safety. Yeah. Yeah. I would take Douglas. I would take. I think Gilmore. I'd take Gilmore, but I think Gilmore is very long in the tooth. I'd rather have Douglas. I'd rather have Bradbury's long in the tooth too. Bradbury at least knows the scheme because he has played with PG. The problem is what are their height and speed?
Right.
Because unless you are a Pete Carroll prototype, which is why they let Jacorian Bennett go, unless you have the measurables, height, speed, you're not playing on this team.
Yeah, I don't like what Gilmore's been doing, man. I'm looking at his stats right now. It's just there's a reason why he's available still.
Okay, Hell Raider, I appreciate you saying that. I never knew that there was that, and I apologize for getting into that with you. I didn't mean to cause a tip. I only knew of the Hell Raider out in Arizona. That's the only guy I've ever met. So, again, yeah. Hell Raider said, I'm the original and I'm the one that started it. And the guy in Arizona is the copycat.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Don't sweat.
I don't get into that shit because people, trust me, I dealt with that with fucking Iron Man.
Right.
I dealt with that with the Iron Man thing years ago. Okay. I don't, and people buy, and I'll say this and I'll shut up about it. People came after me when I first came out and said that I was copycatting off of Oaktown. No.
Trust me, in this world of things, it's common. I get accused of a lot of stuff. So
yeah, no. Oaktown and me came to when I met him, Azel, may he rest in paradise. We complemented each other, black, white, West Coast, East Coast, Army, Navy. We were a yin yang. We complemented each other well. So don't even want to go there. But I'm my own person. So there's only one me, and I don't cat off of anybody else.
Hell Raider, I want you laughing like you always do. That's what I want you to do. I don't care who was first, who was last. Don't give a fuck. You are a fucking real one, bro. There's no doubt about it.
I Unleashed. No, I don't think that Jacorian Bennett letting him go was a huge. He was the best corner we had. He was the best cornerback we had. I agree with that, but he did not fit the prototype of what Pete wants in his corners. And if you're not going to fit that, then it's good to get somebody that we needed, and that's why he was let go for that stuff.
Right. Well, and the thing about it is, he just
got injured, didn't he?
Well, and he missed too many damn tackles too. On top
Yeah,
of it, that's not what. If you look at the history of Pete, like Cam Chancellor, freaking Sherman, all those Earl Thomas, those fucking guys, they didn't miss tackles, man. And JB missed tackles, man, and people got away from it. When he missed a coverage or whatever and had to go tackle, I mean, he could tackle like face to face with somebody, but man, he did let a lot of folks go, and that's just not what Pete does, and that's what we guys got to understand is that this dude has a vision on what a defense should look like, and he didn't fit it, therefore he's gone, and that's what we have to understand at this point. We have a head coach that is a Super Bowl winner. He's a freaking national champion. You know, there's not many that have done that. 3 in the history of the NFL. There's 3. 2 of them were Dallas Cowboy coaches.
Right. I was going to say Switzer and Jimmy Johnson.
And Jimmy Johnson. So
and Pete.
The dude knows how to win football games. He has a vision for it. Does it work in today's NFL? We're fixing to find out. And that's what happens. You know what I mean? I just hope we can keep a goddamn coaching regime around for a little while to see how the progression goes. Because if any of you guys in here have the delusion of us going to a Super Bowl this year, if we do, great. But if you had that delusion, that should happen, and that's the way we should be freaking drafting and freaking trading and shit like that. That's not how you build a team, man. Ask the Eagles. Eagles build out of the draft. That's how they got where they're at.
And so did the Lions. The Lions built through the draft. Okay.
But that also limits you to a window of time where you got to win that Super Bowl, right? Unless you continue to draft well, which the Eagles have done.
Hey, Stoffel, that was not Pete's call. That was his offensive fucking coordinator's call.
Well,
Darrell Bevel. Bevel made the call. Made the call. Let me say it again. Bevel made the call.
I was told that Russ actually switched that play. He had an option which one he wanted, and he switched it. That's what I was told.
Okay. So I was just saying, Stoffel, if you're going to hate on me for being a Yankee hater and that, I'm just letting you know it wasn't Pete's call.
Yeah. I laugh always now, man. Just hate fakes and people that fight. Come up with your own character. If you're doing something good, people will copy. And that's okay. Hell Raider, it's okay. But I'm here to tell you that you're my Hell Raider because you met my daughter in Oakland. I know that because you answered all the questions. You're like, yeah, I remember. And he told me where and what parking lot. He remembered that. My daughter's first time in Oakland, the last Thursday night game at the Coliseum. We went and watched fucking Phillip Rivers cry. Beat him on a pick at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he remembered that. He remembered us coming from Washington State, driving all the way to Oakland. Just a father-daughter freaking Raider fan thing. And Hell Raider freaking made it cool for her. So I met him. He's the real deal.
Okay. And again, I'm sorry, sir. It's like I only know Ronnie. I only know Ronnie. So if I've met, if I don't believe we've met, and I hope I didn't offend you, because trust me, I offend people mostly on purpose. Okay, so I don't. Yeah. If I offend you, I try to offend you on purpose. So if I offended you, I apologize. I didn't mean to do it. I'll go after you on purpose most of the time. So I only know Ronnie. That's the only one that I know. So, and if you've been out there, shaking shaking hands and doing all the things like that. That's fantastic. I just didn't know
Doesn't
that
matter
there
where
was.
you do it from, how you do it.
Yeah.
You're rocking a freaking Raider name, and that's what we're looking for. That's what we want.
Right. Yeah, good on that. Hey, guy who says his name backwards on all the other times, and all you people out there, it's been 27 minutes since I said I was going to end this show, so I really am going to.
Nam it's backwards. Nam Van.
Yeah, Nam Van 39.
Yeah.
Nam Van 39. I want to thank Peggy for being on. I want to thank Nav for being on. So I appreciate all that. Go ahead, sir.
Quick promo. I'm going back live tomorrow evening, 8 Eastern. We're going to talk about the kind of same stuff we're talking about here. We're gonna do that, and then the shenanigans afterwards. We're gonna have Blue Richards on. My boy Sacktown Raider Mike's gonna be on with me, and then once the shenanigans open, I'm gonna open the window for anybody who wants to come on and say hey. So, all right.
Okay, and if I will be on an hour after that gentleman. Let me make sure I got that way. I'll be on an hour after that gentleman. I will be on at 9:00 Eastern for my normal Thursday show. And again, same things. We are going to be talking about what's upcoming. I have just like Navman's in now. I like to have people come in and talk to me about their views. Okay. So come on in and come in on camera and talk. Like I said, Sharif, I hopefully will be out there. And again, if you're on Nav's show, that's great. I'm going to have mine as well. So if you want to bounce back and forth as well, that I've seen people do that. But make sure you definitely sign up for both channels.
I would love to say we'd be on for an hour, but it just never works out that way on my channel. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. I try to cut it at 2. So if there's an overlap, go ahead.
I try to. I really do. But the chat just keeps me freaking rolling, and we're laughing our asses off. So it gets to the point where we don't even talk Raiders anymore. It's just freaking shit show at some point. So, hey, appreciate y'all in the chat being with us. You guys are great. Hey, look, as Cap said, hey, hit us up, subscribe, like, both. Helps us out a lot. Much love to all of y'all. Cap?
And like I said, if you need to know, obviously, folks that are on my channel, it's Raider Shield Family or at 93 Navman. That's his channel. If you're on my channel, Captain Jack Rackham Levy is actually the full YouTube. And hopefully we'll see everybody up over. And I said, when you have so much of a belly laugh from him, then you can come over to mine and I can bring it down. Why are you always bringing me down, man? Why are you always bringing me down? Such a downer, man.
That's funnier than shit. That's bullshit, dude. You make them laugh even worse.
No, I yell at people. I don't think you do. I yell at people, I guess. Tell Blue I said I got to get with Blue. I got to figure out when we're doing dinner. That's for one thing for sure.
Right.
Because I got to get her for dinner.
The coolest people on this fucking planet is Blue Richards.
Yeah, and she's the young lady that sat in my seat for the Niner game.
Yeah,
she was there and she enjoyed herself. Because I wasn't just going to let my tickets go for and be stiffed. And I told you this, right? As soon as I gave her the tickets, 20 minutes later, I get a, "Hey Cap, I understand you have tickets available for the game." I'm not somebody that promises something and then takes it back. I sent her the tickets. They were hers. And 20 minutes after that, I get the fucking call. It's like, oh, but that's just the way it is. So again, Bob, thank you for being here, sir. I'm gonna pop us both off. Then I'm running the outro. Remember, tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern for Raider Shield family. 9:00 Eastern, Captain Jack Rackham will see you there, and we'll be talking Raider stuff. And get used to that dude being next to me every other Wednesday. That's what we're planning on doing. And then, of course, Peggy will be every other Wednesday. And I'm still having on Tuesday night, I'm doing my show with Coach Defense. Actually, it's his channel. They had a fuck up yesterday, and I got really pissy. I said, why the fuck is this not broadcasting to my channel? And it did. It pissed me off because I tell people I'm going to be on his channel, and it's supposed to be simulcast to my channel, and it wasn't there. And I got fucking mad because I want to get everybody have the exposure to Coach Defense and Alex Gibbons and the guys on that channel. You know, it's a really good show, and I wanted it put out that way. So hopefully they'll get rid of the kink. So they'll be performing with them against the Aces game. Oh, the daughter. I'm sorry. What was Ron talking about?
Ron's daughter's a junior Raiders cheerleader.
Oh, okay.
Junior Raiderette.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's a little girl and just kills it. She goes out and performs as a Raiderette, man. It's freaking awesome.
Well, hopefully, Ron, I'll see you for one of the games out in Vegas then, sir. Just come up to me.
Ron's great people.
Kind of hard to miss. Okay.
Yep, for sure.
Gentlemen, ladies, gents, and everybody out there, I'm gonna bust this out. I'm running the outro. We'll see you tomorrow night. Come on over and watch tomorrow. And then Friday, I will be on with John Souza on the Mad Bomber Podcast channel. Go to @Mad Bomber Podcast on YouTube. He just started his channel, and John is very, very, very knowledgeable. Old Raider history. Goes to every Raider game out in Vegas there is. We're going to Kansas City this year together. There.
Cap.
Sure. Yes, sir.
One last thing. I want to shout out one dude.
All right.
Tonight. Jack Kenna absolutely killed that MHRT freaking show. That dude was prepared, ready to go, and he didn't have to talk all that fluff like the Broncos host did. He didn't have to talk all that fluff. He just, these points, boom, 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 boom. Right? Jack Kenna, hats off to you, man. Great job on MHRT, man. It was amazing.
That's why I put him up there.
He killed it. His best show on an MHRT I've seen was tonight. He killed it. Absolutely.
Well, glad. So props to you there, JK.
All right. Off we go.
All right. Thanks again there, brother. We'll see you. Here's the outro. Remember, 8:00 tomorrow, 9:00 tomorrow. Come on over and watch our shows, please. And then I said Friday @Mad Bomber Podcast. @Mad Bomber Podcast. Go over and watch that on Friday night. We'll see everybody.
Much love.
Got it.